All right, stop talking, friends. Okay. Share screen. Image. Share. Number. Okay. So. All right, so turn to page 25 in your lab notebook. Page 25. Okay, so my friends that are virtual, turn to page 25. Okay, page 25. All right. Yes, ma'am. Who is this? Aaliyah Hogan. Which section? Which homeroom are you in? Okay, so you're going to be in this Daniel's class right now. Let me take a picture first. So you have me for homeroom?
I don't need it. I don't know. Okay, you can. Yeah. She's got 21. You got 21. Okay, when you have another person. Everybody just like science.
Guys, quiet, please. All right, I appreciate y'all's patience. And good news, because I'm the one sitting in the lab, this is actually a really short day for science, and there's actually 0 writing with this lab today.
Yay!
I knew you guys would like that part. Okay? Here's the other part I figured you'd like. I took the hit for you yesterday, meaning I had 2 bags of potting soil left over from last year. Normally potting soil is just fine from year to year. But last year was a little different, wasn't it? We shut down the school in March, right? And they turned off the air conditioning. Can my friends online hear me? Someone?
Yes, ma'am.
In case you're wondering why I disappeared, I just had another student add to my homeroom, so I'm at 21 and I don't have enough desks for my students now. So I had to go disappear, and I'm going to have to get another desk by this afternoon. That or Khalil will be sitting on the floor this afternoon. So anyway, the 2 bags of potting soil that I had from last year, they were great. They had compost in them, Miracle Grow, which meant they would increase airflow and decrease mold growth in theory. But remember, the school was closed up from March. You're going to tear up your notebook a little bit, Kayla. The school was closed from March to August, right? air was off. Well, that's not good for soil. So when I opened up the first bag of potting soil, roaches went skittering. I said, oh, big roaches. Close that sucker back up. Open up the second bag. My nice, expensive, mulchy, $12 a bag potting soil. Mold cloud came up. I said, whoop, closed it up. Big old white cloud hit the air. And I'm standing right over it. Glad I did this while you guys were not in the room yesterday.
I wanted to see it.
So when I called my husband, I said, yeah, I need you to come get these 2 bags out. Like now, like yesterday, because ew. He brought me up another bag, bag 3. Little nervous to open up bag 3, right? Bag of roaches with some dirt. Bag of mold with some dirt. I mean, large area of mold in the bag. I've never seen anything like it. It's like I was growing my own different kind of science experiment.
Did you catch the roaches?
He put them out in the trash outside. So the newest bag had a little baby roach. I told him, get out of there. He hates roaches. So he's like,
So that's why
he's like, I love you. He's like, I love you. Grabs it, kills it. Thank you. No roaches. And then I had to bag all this up so that the man didn't spray these with pesticides. And Craig said, well, maybe it wouldn't be so bad if they got sprayed with pesticides. I said, well, then I'm sticking my hands in it. I don't want to stick my hands in pesticides. He said, yeah, but you wouldn't have any more roaches, would you? I said, yeah, but I'd be sticking my hands in pesticides, whatever he's spraying in the room every day, you know? So, in these bags, I have something called peat moss. This is this actually increases airflow. It'll increase airflow through the soil. Okay, so it will hopefully decrease growth of mold because we're going to have these buckets growing things for several weeks. Okay. I think dollar store. Perlite. All right. A little pricey, but again, this is really light and it's to increase airflow through the soil. I'm not picking up the Miracle Grow dirt because it weighs 50 pounds, plus has water in it. So I'm not picking that up. Yeah. I have a bag of sand and then I have pebbles. Yes. So if you look in here, it says to position a plastic container with a hole, which they rename a stream bed table. That would be this. Why do you think I had these labeled 1, 2, and 3?
Because it's block 2.
Block 1, 2, and 3. So this one is you guys. Block 1. And Craig already drilled a hole and put a stopper in it.
So you
Don't worry about that.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Now do you know, whoop, hold on. This is where it gets, no. Megan, what is it?
Your screen is frozen
Oh, great.
on here.
Okay, let me stop share and reshare. Reshare. Okay. Now is it working?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So think back to the picture we saw yesterday. I don't think I need to show it again at Deer Creek Falls. We've seen it so many times, right?
Yes.
We talked about yesterday weathered rock. How does rock get broken down? How do we weather rock? What is it?
Water.
Water, moving water, right?
Yeah.
What else? Ice, plants, and what?
Air.
Okay, hold on. I gotta check somebody.
Yes.
Wind is air.
Wind. Yes. There's no better way to explain it. Everyone said air. Well, air is the real thing. Air, here. We compared to.
All right, I need the talking to stop, my friends. Mariah, let me get your pencil. So me mark down their temps. There's my meetings.
I thought you were talking about the
Guys, do you see this? I'm keeping two temperatures in my head and trying to keep this straight, and then I got students talking. You think that's really easy? Sit down. Okay. All right. In the middle of trying to teach. Okay, so we still remember the 4 causes of weathering of rock, and it goes for dirt too, okay? Because dirt is just broken down rock, right? If you keep on breaking it down, it's going to turn to dirt. Kind of like with our sugar cube, water kept on breaking it down, and it went past having holes in it to being dissolved, right? So dirt would be like a dissolved rock, right? Mm-hmm.
I did something like the sugar cube last night, but I had hot water in one of the chicken broth cubes, and it melted the chicken broth cube with the hot water.
Mm-hmm. Heat helps do it faster and more efficiently. Okay, so thinking about Deer Creek Falls. Joanna, I'm going to stop the share and go back to this one, which means I got to do a different share. Share screen. Share. All right, where, my friends online, can you see the picture of Deer Creek Falls?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the question now is, we already know how what rock gets broken down, how it gets weathered, but the new question is, where does a weathered rock go? And that's why we have these, they're called stream tables. Really, they're plastic boxes, right, with holes in them. But we're trying to find out where weathered rock goes. Look at that picture. Do you see any pieces of what could be weathered rock?
Probably by the waterfall.
You think down here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make this bigger. So you think right here there could be weathered rock?
Yes.
Do you see any pieces of what looks like weathered rock in the picture?
No. Yeah.
Where do you see pictures of what looks like weathered rock, Jordan?
Probably like the bottom has a little clear.
Here or here? Right here? So does everybody see small pieces of rock right here?
Yes.
Does that look like pieces of weathered rock?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So how do you think the weathered rock got there?
On top of the waterfall, the water pushed it down.
So the water could push it out there.
Yeah.
So maybe water or plants broke it and then pushed it out there? Is that what you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there pieces in here maybe?
Yeah. I can see some.
Okay, so you can see some pieces there. And we can see some bigger pieces of rock right here that aren't quite weathered right, or not weathered yet, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Does everybody online see what they're talking about too?
Yes, ma'am.
Weathered. Okay. Looking at this again, does this look like sand? Okay. Do you think sand might be little bitty pieces of weathered rock maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to be doing with these, what they call stream tables, is investigating where weathered rock goes. Okay. Just like when we were doing our activity Monday, we didn't actually work with rock. We worked with other things that would let us investigate rock, but on a smaller, quicker scale. Same thing. We're not going to investigate the Colorado River in Grand Canyon because nobody here will foot our bill for going to the Grand Canyon, and nobody will give us a cure to last 1,000,000 years to investigate making a canyon, right? But we're going to try to investigate it using a smaller scale. Does that make sense? I need you guys to wake up. We're going to do our own mini version of a river in a canyon. Kind of makes sense now? In this little box.
It makes more sense when you say it like that.
So we're going to build a smaller version, sort of like that poster I showed you guys yesterday. We're going to build a smaller version in this box to see what goes on with weathering. Okay?
It's probably going to be pretty hard.
No, it won't be. Okay, using this big bag of Miracle-Gro soil, Perlite, which is this stuff, which is really light. It's not really soil, it's synthetic. It doesn't break it.
Fertilizer?
No, it's not fertilizer. It's feels like a really light styrofoam. Let me stop sharing that one. Share screen, image mate. Share screen. Okay, so this is Perlite. It feels like styrofoam. It's really light. It increases air flow through soil. So using the Perlite, using, where's the cup? Some peat moss, which is also really light. It smells pretty good actually too. Where are my cups going? Using a whole bunch of soil. Whole bunch of soil. Urgh. Just knock it over. And sand. Ugh. The sand is heavy. And pebbles. Pebbles are just to increase airflow so it doesn't turn into a big, heavy clump of mud that you can have air flowing through it.
Pebbles are kind of just grounded up big rocks.
Uh-huh, they are. And this one has the lid firmly attached, unfortunately. There we go. Okay. How can we replicate something like a hill? How can we do that?
I'll just make making a hill.
Layer them.
Layer them in. Okay, so look at your instructions in here, because guess what? I don't have that in my book.
Why?
That's what I was saying. Your book is different from my book. My book just says prepare stream table landscape. And it actually didn't even give instructions on how to put the holes in the box. It made it seem like the students were supposed to drill the holes in the box. Does that seem real safe? No, I don't think handing a power drill to students and telling them, here, drill the holes in, is a really safe experiment for students to do.
It sounds safe.
Yeah, no, not so much.
I use it all the time.
So that's what those little clear cups are. So what order do you think I should start with the gravel at the bottom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, I also have leaves. What purpose do you think leaves and grass would hold in this?
Growing stuff. Like plants.
Well, it's not, these are dead leaves and grass. What purpose do you think leaves and grass would have in soil?
Maybe the first layer. Compost.
Yeah, but we're not trying to grow things in it. The compost is to grow things. Anybody online have any idea for what purpose leaves and grass would have?
Air.
What's that?
Air.
Air. It would increase airflow through it, and again, decrease mold growth, and it would also slow down water going through it.
Where'd you get all the grass?
Like a little dam.
Ian went and got it for me.
We kind of really like.
Ian went and got this for me in my yard. I live on 3 acres. I got plenty of.
Grass.
That's a lot of grass.
Yes, it is.
We live on 5
Okay.
acres.
So in building up our stream table, you guys see this up there? What should go on bottom?
Soil.
Soil, or should I start with pebbles? Soil first?
Pebbles.
Soil? Okay.
Soil.
Looks like someone's down there having a bad time. How many cups does it say of soil? 7, okay. 2, 3. Okay, now I'll put in some rocks.
Also add leaves, grass, pebbles, or sticks. Or add all of them. It's like deer food.
What?
Deer food.
Not really.
Deer food.
Sand.
Remind me of the beach.
Okay, so 3 cups of soil so far.
It's also on the board.
4,
Oh, it's good. Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of soil.
5, what's that? Eventually there might be some mold, but hopefully not.
And the last cup.
Okay.
7. The next thing it says to add is leaves.
I'm going to add some peat moss in here. It'll make it smell better. It'll also inhibit it turning to mud so fast. And that's perlite.
That's a little Caesar's brownies. Little Caesar's brownies. Oh, we want the Little Caesar's and get brownies.
Okay, so what does it say shape this into?
Like a hill?
A hill.
Yeah.
But this actually is not enough soil. I know because I helped students make these last year. So I've actually got to add more soil to this, okay? Does it say to add water today? No?
Oh yeah, this thing's one.
But does it say add water today?
No.
No.
It's like we're telling you what to do.
Yes, it is, because normally you would be building this, but this time COVID precautions and honestly, so we can get this accomplished in time. These buckets are about $15 a piece, and there are 45 students. Yeah, well, parents would be trying to get other buckets that cost less, and then you have soil and all that other consideration, and then you have a storage issue, and you have roaches and all kinds of other stuff. So there's a lot of different things that would be going wrong with that. So not like this though. Okay, so class.
Yes.
Okay, so from here down, there's a slope that goes down. Here is the plug. And for today, all we're supposed to do is build this slope and let it set, okay? It just kind of rests, lets the soil.
Were you paying attention to her?
So this is the part we do today. We put the incline mixture, sand mixture to improve water flow. Perlite, the peat moss, that improves the water flow. Let me add a little bit of grass in here.
You said add some green leaves in it.
Yeah.
We got scissors.
Yep.
Scissors.
Learn from experience here. This is my first year to do this.
You have literal grass?
Yes, I have literal grass.
That looks so dry.
It looks so fake because it's so dry. Well, you have the tall grass.
Yeah, Ian went out and grabbed Johnson grass, and I made him cut off the black seed part of it.
On the block.
If you take care of your yard. Isn't that the roots to it?
No, he didn't grab roots.
No, isn't that it though?
No, this is Johnson grass.
That looks like it's in my yard.
It looks like green.
It is. I got green grass, not that green grass.
I'm gonna get you
Right.
Our yard gets naturally fertilized. Remember, I have goats.
Go.
Yeah. You not catching on what I mean by naturally fertilized?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Anybody has goats knows what I'm talking about.
Or dogs.
You know, goats
Well,
are,
mostly dogs.
yeah, they have a more natural.
Horses and cows.
I'm scared of it.
They might come.
Not my goats. Mine are friendly.
Yeah, that's how I come out.
But this one season of Melody
Our male is a sweetheart.
talking about. Like, I want to stay away from that. I'm never going.
Okay, so as a reminder, why add the leaves and grass?
Make it camouflage.
No, why add the leaves and grass? What are the leaves and grass gonna do?
I'm gonna make the air something.
They're gonna increase airflow, which means it's gonna do what for water?
Make
it flow up. Wait, no,
No, it's not gonna make water flow upstream. No,
downstream.
slower.
it's gonna slow down the water going through. It's gonna slow down erosion. Okay. All right, so the hill has been, the incline, the hill has been made, and now it just rests for the next day. Okay, so this is the entirety for today's lesson. Yes.
And that what we're
Do
doing.
we do the next bucket?
No, because that's for my next class.
What are we doing
Classes to
now?
make it. We are actually done with science. I'm going to print out something for weathering and erosion, and you guys can color weathering and erosion. So we're done with the actual science lesson. Okay.
That was
right.
easy.
It was.
We didn't do anything.
So listen, if you have any science lessons to make up, go back and do them. If you have any social studies lessons, this is your time to go back and do them. I need to put things to the side for a minute, which means I don't need any talking. And then I need to print out the weathering and erosion sheets for you guys to color. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But this has to sit for a day. That's why we can't go on with tomorrow's lesson. Okay. It's called curing. It just sits for a day and rests. Okay.
But today,
Y'all.
it would be fun anything.
Guys, I don't want you to get a piece of paper because we're blowing through my paper and then I don't have it for students who don't have their notebooks, okay? No, we're not getting paper. I'm about to print out something for you guys to color on. All right, guys, so I'm going to turn off the Zoom. Today's lesson was short and tomorrow we actually start doing stuff with the stream table, okay?
That's fine with me.
All right, and if you have any makeup work, working on makeup work, and send those to me. All right, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, have a good day, okay?
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
We have to do